pediatrician or anything. I'm just a mother of two. I have a 2-year-old and a 5-month-old, and I just wanted to show you a couple things I learned along the way that I kind of wish I would have had instructions with to make things easier. Your baby should be ready for baby food around 6 months. And if you decide to start making your own baby food, or you decide to introduce your baby to baby food, you should start with single items. Say you want to just start them with something simple like apples instead of mixing two things, because if they have an allergic reaction, or they get gassy or colicky, or they get a diaper rash, you're not going to know if it's from the apple or from the banana or whatever you mix it up with. So I suggest you just start with one, and today I'm going to do apples, but other easy ones that you can start with that are less allergenic are apples, bananas, pears, squash, or carrots. But you're going to start by skinning your apple. Then you're going to cut up your apple. And while you're cutting up your apple, you're going to want to turn on the oven and start boiling your water. So I just put it on the highest setting that you possibly can. You can use either a steamer, or you can use they have microwave steamers, but what I'm going to do today is show you how to use your everyday items so you don't necessarily have to go out and buy more stuff, because as you know, baby stuff is really expensive to begin with. So if you already have the stuff, it's kind of nice to not have to do it. So what I do is I just take a normal cooking pot and I fill it about halfway up with water. And it's very important to put a considerable amount of water in here, because I've been doing this for a while, and I try to make carrots before, and carrots take a little bit longer to steam than other vegetables and fruits because they're a bit harder, and so I had only put about a 1/4 inch of water in it, and long story short, I burnt the crud out of my pan, and it was not pretty, and I ruined all the carrots. So fill it up, a good 1 to 1.5 inches with water, and then you can use your colander and make sure you fix it with a lid. And as soon as the water is boiling, you're ready to start steaming your fruit and vegetable, your fruit or your vegetable. So after you've peeled your apple, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to cut the top off of it, because you're going to want to core the apple as well. So then I just cut it as close as I can. So now we have a nice, pretty cored apple. Let's just throw these away. So you just cut them in nice little cubes. And another thing I learned, actually, it's really interesting, is that baby food has a shelf life of about 3 years. So if you think about that, that's kind of like whenever you open up a jar of baby food, it's like giving your baby a 3-year-old apple. Would you want to do that? I don't know. I'm sure it's safe and everything else, but whenever you're cooking it yourself, you know exactly what you're giving your child. So we're going to go over here, and as you can tell, there's steam coming out of the side of it, so it's a pretty sure sign that your water is boiling and nice and beautiful. So we're going to take the lid off, and we're going to put the colander in here, and we're just going to put all of our lovely ingredients in here. And just stick the lid on there. And I lower the temperature a little bit to a medium-high temperature on here. It goes from low on like a 9 scale, so I just put it on 7, which is in between the highest and the middle. And then I set my timer for 2 minutes. Okay, so the 2-minute timer went off, and what I do is I just sit here and I come and poke it with a fork to see how soft is it. And see, some of these are like really soft. It's kind of like whenever you're making mashed potatoes and you're poking through to see if it's tender enough. And right now, some of them are soft and some of them are kind of al dente. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put that lid back on. And I'm going to set the timer for another 2 minutes. But I'm kind of showing you a harder fruit to do. If you want to start out with something easier, if you don't have a whole lot of time, or if you might have a baby that's allergic to apples, what you can do is you can start out with just a banana instead, and you don't even have to cook the banana. You just literally slice it up, and then I'll show you how to blend it. So you just use the same steps after the seaming process that I used with the apple for the banana. Okay, so it's been another 2 minutes, and we are ready to check on our apples again. Oh yeah, that's it. They're nice and soft. So depending on your cooking time and how your water boils and everything else, it should be about 4 minutes. So now what we're going to do is we are going to turn off the oven. And you can either pour your apples into like a bowl, or what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pour it straight into my baby blender. Okay, so what I have here is called the baby bullet, and you don't necessarily have to get this. As I was talking about it earlier, I substituted an actual steamer so you can save some money and just use household items. So if you already have a food processor or like a magic bullet or something like that, don't stress about getting the baby bullet because the size or anything like that doesn't matter. I got this at Bed Bath & Beyond, and it retails for about $39.99, and then you get the nifty 20% off coupons, and if you don't get them in the mail already, you can sign up for Bed Bath & Beyond's email thing and they send one to you. Or I've seen them at Target. It doesn't matter. The only reason I actually bought this is, for one, I didn't have a food processor or anything else like that. But I also love the storage that it comes with. It comes with these little storage cups. And what's cool about these is they tell you the days of the month on there, so you can just put exactly when you put on it. Like right now it says the 25th. So you can just switch it to whatever day you did it. That way you don't have to think about, when did I make this? How long does it last? And it also comes with a couple other blender tops and everything else. I'm not trying to promote Baby Bullet, but it has these also so you can freeze it and it's easy to use. You're going to take your apples and then use a 1/4 cup per every apple that you steam. So 1/4 cup of cool water, and then you screw the lid on. So you're going to blend it for about 10 seconds. Applesauce. I don't know if you can see that. Oh, deliciousness. Then you just simply pour them into your cups. Whenever you start feeding your baby, what you want to do is only give them about a 1/4 cup or a 1/4 jar of the baby food. That way, if they have an allergic reaction or something like that, you can see it right away and it won't be that severe versus if you gave them an entire jar of it. And if you're using this handy dandy baby bullet, what you can do today is March 16th. You just switch it to where it says the day, which is the 16th. And the fresh baby food stays good in your refrigerator for 3 days. And you can take this guy, or you can pour it in here. Or if you don't have this, don't sweat it. You can just use regular, like the old school ice cube makers. I say old fashioned, but I have them. So you can use something like this, and you can pour it in each section. And what you can do is you can just put saran wrap over the top of it until you're ready to use it. And whenever baby food is frozen, it lasts for 30 days. But there you have it. You have fresh baby food, and it took about 5 minutes to make, and it's perfectly beautiful and ready to eat. Hey guys, so that's all the hacks I have for you guys today. We made some beautiful baby food. And if you guys have any questions or comments, just leave them in the comments below, and I'll make sure to answer them as soon as I possibly can for you and try and help you guys out, because we're parents, we gotta stick together, you know what I'm saying? So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you guys have anything else you'd like me to do, something I've learned along the way, if you want to learn how to swaddle, or if there's something that you can just think about off the top of your head that maybe I might know, shoot it towards me, and I would love to do a tutorial for you guys. It's fun having you here in my kitchen, by my cabinets, but got some kids to raise, you know what I'm saying? So, gotta leave.